Okay, I think it's recording now.
Mm-hmm.
So into this short video, I want to explain a very important thing regarding the ceremony. The idea is not only about the ceremonies in the training. I want to understand everybody that it's much more important what you do in between. And when you speak in between, I recommend you to pay attention for a week in general. So it's not important to think, okay, it's 3 months, what I'm doing in 3 months. No, because when you look at that, it looks sometimes too much. But if you consider for 1 week, 1 week it's doable for most of the people. And then I usually recommend the people to have a notebook or journal, or even a separate paper when they make a grid and they write all the days for a week. And then you have to put there what you want to pay attention to, or what do you want to practice. For example, you have some, for example, you want to wake, usually you don't, you tend not to wake up easy, and now you want to wake up at a specific moment. Then you say, I need to wake up at that time. So waking up at whatever moment, 7 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So wake up at 7 o'clock is part of the practice. So putting the alarm clock to ring up at 7 o'clock. That's one practice. Second, tying up the bed. For some people, they think that this is a stupid thing, but it's a very interesting way to do something. Something which is not very complicated and something which is achievable easy. So you wake up at 7 and you tie up the bed. You already achieved 2 things. So as a mental pattern, you know, I already did 2 things from my list. And then it's depending what do you want to add to that list. For example, in one situation, I had a challenge when it was the next thing, going to have a cold shower, going to run and come back and enjoy a beautiful breakfast. So it was cold shower, running, breakfast. Did these 3, tick, 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 tick. Okay, now for some time I can do whatever I want because I already accomplished this. Mm-hmm. Then sometime during the day, it was, for example, study. 1 hour or 2 hours, depend how much you decide to study. And then you say study, and you don't necessarily need to mention when, unless again, you need to be much more square with the time. So study. I recommend everybody to decide for this training to study something. What? You decide. Something that you are normally doing and you want to go into a different level, or something that you always wanted to do, but always you consider that you don't have time for that. So I want you now to make time for that. And I will say 1 hour. Half an hour for study is not much. Before you start, you need to stop. So I will say 1 hour. And beyond that, it's up to you if you want to go longer. But to be 1 hour every day, something that you study. Not necessarily the same thing every day, but to be 1 hour per day for study. Then you have study. Then if you have any issue regarding food, you have to pay attention to that. And then you say food. And whatever is in connection with that. What, I don't know. Taking out something, adding something, pay attention to that. Studying food combination, which I already give some information into the group. So whatever regarding food. Then if you need to exercise more than what I say, running, if you need to do yoga or if you need to do something else, then you put there how much you want to do, half an hour, 1 hour. And if you want to do some specific exercise, which one exercise and things like that. Then what else? I don't know. Some people have problems with decluttering, or how it's called. They have too many stuff in the house and they never give themselves time to select and take the things out. Then you can put 15 to 30 minutes of doing that, if it's the case. And then you start from wherever you are in the house and you just do something like that. And then in the end of that, also separate the things into plastic, paper, whatever recyclable, things that can be thrown away or things that can be given. And then you, at the end of every week, you have a lot of things prepared to let go or to give.
Yeah.
And then you have to do it, not to go with that into the next week, obviously, because otherwise you just do that and then you never finish it. So that's another forever postponing pattern, which sometimes need to be addressed. So you have to figure out the pattern from different area of your life and then what you need to do to break that pattern. And then how you succeed or not with that kind of practice. So this is basically why and what I recommend to be done during 1 week, to break some patterns. And this is, like I say many times, do it yourself. You decide what you want to do. I will not teach you do that and that and that and that. I'm recommending you to do it. I give already here some ideas, but more than this, it's your individual choice. If it's something that is not clear, or if you have some ideas, we can talk about that. But the final decision is yours. Okay? And then there are also some situation regarding also relationships, regarding relationship with ourselves, addiction, situation, troubles, I don't know what. When we have this kind of private conversation, we can speak about that. And then based on that, we can also look for a specific approach, which will be good to be included in this weekly practice. Also, if somebody have any health issue, we can also look into some, because I have a lot of knowledge with this as well, into some treatment with natural medicine. We can look into plants, we can look into diet, we can look in different things, and then again can be some recommendation regarding that. And then when at the end of the week, I recommend the people to make their own evaluation of how the things works. And then also we speak together about something into our weekly meetings. Therefore, we have our weekly meetings, because in our weekly meeting, if something happened during the week, it's the moment when it's possible to put questions and to discuss about different things that happen during the week. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
And then at the end of the week, when everybody's making their own evaluation, they can decide if what they decide in the first week, they can continue, or if they need to make some adjustment to take something out and to put something else, or whatever, need to be some tuning. And then based on the experience of the first week, they know how to do it better on the second week. And then keep on going like this, 1 week at a time, and keep on tuning every week to realize that this can be converted in a new lifestyle, because this is for me important to understand. What I'm giving here is a sample of a way of lifestyle. If I need something, how I look at myself. If I'm content with the way I'm living now, if I need to change something, what and how and what kind of practice do I need, and for how long do I need to reach significant effects? So therefore, it's not about only the ceremonies, and it's not about waiting that the ceremonies are fixing everything. No, it's far beyond that. The ceremonies are just a kind of magnifier of the process. So you are doing this. By doing this, something is already happening. There will be results, quick things activated by this kind of practice. And then every 2 weeks, it will be a magnifier which is showing even bigger what is actually happening and where you should look deeper. So that is just giving additionally information, and it's helping you to understand better the process.
Yeah.
But it's not the miracle pill. And then again, based on that, it will come some feeling, some result, something, and then will help you to decide even better for the next week.
Yeah.
And then again, it's 2 weeks of training, trying, trial and error, succeeding, not succeeding, and then it's coming the next magnifier. And then doing the process in this way, I will say in maximum 3 ceremonies, most of the people will start to understand in a completely different level what this process is giving. And basically, around that time, we'll truly start to speak about what is happening. For that, it's testing and adjusting. If some people did this kind of work before, it will be more easy. If there are some people who are in the beginning, it will be a kind of confusion and not really understanding what is happening. But I will say around the 3rd ceremony, even them will come to the place where they can understand pretty much how it works, what to do, which are the results, and so on. So yeah, it will work. If somebody really considered that this is not what they want to do, that is not giving the result that they are expecting, I will say about after the 3rd ceremony done, we can speak about that and make a decision. Before that, if it's somebody who is in the beginning or not, if they are not yet satisfied with the result, it's too early to give up because the process may not be having enough time to activate fully. So therefore, to quit before the 3rd ceremony, it will be an impatient decision. It's no problem, but it will have no fundament because it's not enough time to do it so quickly. So to say it's not working before you give enough time to see if it's working or not, it will be a completely not wise decision, but it's up to you or anybody else
I understand.
To choose that. And also between the 3rd and the 4th, it will be a moment of kind of test. So let's see how many of you will fill it and how many of you will pass it. It's not something that I'm deciding, but there is something happening there. So now I even give the warning. So this is about what I wanted to explain now. And based on this, when we have our group meetings, we can talk and see what happened in your week every time. And then from there, we'll find solution to everything. Yeah. Do you have any question for now regarding this?
I think it sounds very clear. Yeah, very clear to me. I have once did something like this before, put a schedule I want to do during the day, and it worked back then, but then I stopped. Yeah. And I think it's good to go back.
Therefore, it's necessary to be a long enough period that is becoming a new way of living and a new habit. And then it's much more easy to maintain it. And also, therefore, it's very important to do it as a group, because knowing that you have a weekly group and that there is somebody there doing something at the same time with you, it's also helping psychologically to maintain the rhythm.
Yes.
So that's the reason why we are doing this way. Also, the people to understand how it is when you have a schedule, and also how it is when you have a group support.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, it's okay. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.